So what are apprenticeships? That's quite a big question. So apprenticeships are a real job where you go to work, you gain your experience and gain a qualification whilst you're being paid to do it. Sounds like a great way to get a qualification if you ask me. So a common misconception is that people think that apprenticeships are only for young people, but actually you can start an apprenticeship at any age from the age of 16. It doesn't cost you anything to do an apprenticeship, as employers and the government cover all of the costs. The only thing that you'll have to pay is things like getting to and from work, maybe your lunch as well, and any suitable workplace attire that you might need. So you'll also get paid and you'll have an employment contract. Apprenticeship qualifications start usually at a level 2, which is the equivalent to a GCSE, and go all the way up to a level 7, and in some areas you can get a level 8. So a level 7, just to give you a bit of an indication, is a master's degree. And you can also have an existing degree and still be able to do an apprenticeship. So there are loads of careers and different areas that you can get into through an apprenticeship. Some common areas are things like administration, hair and beauty and engineering, but also career areas such as dentistry, cybersecurity, aviation and strategic leadership are also available. So if you are looking to do an apprenticeship, you can find out loads of information on www.apprenticeships.gov.uk. They've also got a dedicated vacancy website where you can search for live apprenticeships in your area. So let's talk everything about Solent Apprenticeship Hub. So as I mentioned earlier, Jodi is here from the Solent Apprenticeship Hub. Jodi, can you tell us a little bit more about you?
Yeah, of course. First of all, thank you for inviting me. I really appreciate it. Always happy to talk about apprenticeships. The Student Apprenticeship Hub essentially is a project that's focused towards engaging employers to create vacancies for apprenticeships. So we'll go out, speak to an employer, look at their training needs, look at their current staff, but also look at creating any new vacancies for apprenticeships as well. And we'll help support and guide that employer through. But we also speak to individuals. We'll be more than happy to speak to anyone listening to this to tell them about their options, answer any of their questions around apprenticeships, and perhaps do some one-to-one looking at vacancies on the Find an Apprenticeship site, what you just referenced, Francesca. What I'd say is that there is loads of opportunity out there. There is, there are over 500 different apprenticeships, and they range from the very obscure, like puppet making, right the way through to the more common ones, as Francesca said, things like administration, customer service, engineering, all of that good stuff. So what I would say is have a look at the vacancies. There are, we're in a difficult time at the moment and no one will pretend otherwise. But there are still a lot of apprenticeship vacancies out there. On a weekly basis across our social media, we share the new vacancies in the last 7 days. So, search us up on any platform, whether that be Insta, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. Just give us a follow, friend request, or whichever platform it's on, whatever that is. And you'll see them come up every single Monday. They're there. It just gives you an idea of what's out there available locally, which is really important. I think, it's important to understand what your local demographic is. It's important to understand what opportunity there is, within a travelling distance that's reasonable for you. And what you'll see on there is, some patterns, and you can think, oh, I might really like to work for Zurich, let's say, for an example. And you'll be able to see the opportunities available. Now, what I'd say to you, if you're new and you're looking for your first apprenticeship, very often these are a foot in the door that can absolutely build your career. So it might not be 100% what you see yourself doing in 10 years' time, but you know what, a foot in the door is a really good place to start and will give you a really good grounding. So yeah, do come on our website, www.solentapprenticeshiphub.com. there's a contact us form. If you want to speak to one of our advisors, pop your details on there and we'll be in touch.
That sounds amazing. So how would people find you on social media? Just put in Solent Apprenticeship Hub?
Absolutely, and we are, you know, as I said, across those platforms, so that, yeah, that should be fairly easy to find.
That's fantastic, and I know that we've linked with you on our Solent Careers social media as well, so should be another way to help people find you. So I guess, I mean, the really amazing thing about all three of us is that we've all got lived experience of apprenticeships and the process as well, and all at very different kind of times of our lives as well. Jodi, are you able to share a little bit about your experience?
Yeah, of course. So I left school quite a long time ago now, with an average-ish set of GCSEs, you know, not bad, but not amazing either. And decided to go to college and do travel and tourism. Why I picked travel and tourism, I will never understand, probably because my mates were doing it and thought, yeah, let's all go to college together, it'll be fun. Didn't really think about what the course would entail. So sort of 6 weeks in, I was like, what am I doing? You know, this is not a sector I want a career in. I'm not enjoying the course. And my mum said to me, as mums do, you know, you're not leaving college till you've got a job, and I don't want you sitting around the house making it dirty and all that sort of mum sort of thing that I find myself saying now. Yeah, so I was looking through the local paper because that was a thing back in the day, and found an apprenticeship vacancy. And I was lucky enough to start with my administration level 2 and really progressed throughout the company. I was there 4 years. I actually managed to get my level 4 in administration. And then I think the important thing for me is it really gave me, one, the financial means, and two, the motivation. It made me grow up. It made me, you know, understand working life, so much so that I decided to go travelling for a year because it gave me the opportunity to do so. And once I'd come back from travelling, I really started to think about my career, and an apprenticeship was such an important thing for me when I was 16 and looking for an opportunity to really do something I enjoyed. I decided that I wanted to stay in the apprenticeships field. Joined the funding organisation as it was at the time, and basically progressed my way up. So I was responsible for apprenticeships in the South Coastal area. So for me, it really was a career choice, and that initial sort of at 6 week point of me going, I don't want to be at college, I don't want to do this anymore, actually was probably one of the best decisions I ever made. And that first step on the apprenticeship ladder for me basically formed the basis of my whole career. So, you know, yeah, I'm still hugely passionate about apprenticeships and think it's right for a number of people.